Good morning, guys. Welcome to my lectures. My name is Hasan Zeki Alp. I'm preparing lectures for yourself and broadcast them in YouTube. You can follow my lessons on my channel. This time I have prepared lectures for NumPy for Python developers. As you remember, if you followed my previous Python courses, I have completed the course and I have mentioned that this course would contain much more modules, in fact, such as NumPy, SkyPy and Pandas, but it will be another course's task. It's going to be another course's content, and I keep my promise here, and I have already prepared a very fresh lecture for the Python developers explaining NumPy modules and its specifications and its usage, its format, etc., by giving live examples. And right away, without wasting our time, I would like to show you, and I would like to introduce my development environment here. This is Spyder development environment user screen. I here switch on this format. As you can see, I here prefer to use MATLAB layout. So I'm familiar about MATLAB format, usage format. So far, maybe you have already been familiar with MATLAB, but just I would like to mention in a quick manner. There are Windows panes in the screen, and under this page there are Project Explorer, and there are lessons, directories, and this is my desktop. I write the code, I copy code here, and this is the variable explorer. Whenever I declare a variable, so its content and its name will be shown here, and this is the output console. In fact, we can see the result, this output console on this console, and here this is the history or history window. So whenever we would like to see the previous executions, just we can look here and recall some useful data here. So that's enough for warm-up, I think. So far I have prepared a lot of lessons, and let's go step by step. Our first I'd like to use UTF-8 format. So in Python, you would like to mention which modules you are going to import, and by saying this notation, you can make it short. I mean, instead of NumPy, you could use it an NP. So here I define a variable A so as to include an array of 1, 2, 3. So just switch on this format, yes, and it's gonna be containing 3 elements, and I simply would like to print out this the content of this A variable. So when I run this, okay, 1 through 3 is printed out. So the contents of this array, in fact, I would like to show you the function of the other panes. In fact, just here I defined a variable, so its type is integer 32 and its size 3 members, 3 elements, so the value is 1 through 3, and this is the history pane. Especially would be useful to follow up which directory we're talking about, and that's all I think. And since Python is an interpreter program, so it is interpreted line by line, so it's printed on the on this line, and it gives this value. Okay, let's go with our next number. I here would like to give an example of more than one-dimensional arrays, just by separating the members of the array, comma, we can create in nested arrays, or more than one dimensions. Just I'd like to get it printed once again. This time I prefer to use this number. Okay, it's two-dimensional. This is the first element, and this is the second element. This time you can see 2, 2. There are 4 members. Each member include. There are 2 members. Each member include 2 inside it. And what is, for example, I can give another example on using arrays. I here define 5 elements and dimensioning 2, so it should be displayed in a minimum displaying format. Okay, it's a little bit slow. Okay, so the contents of this array is printed out, as you can see. Just we can manipulate with this NP array. I will show you examples afterwards. For example, type of the members can be complex. I mean A plus J B in format, and I here define 3 members, and this is gonna be assigned as complex, and I here make it printed once again. So quickly, okay, this is corresponding to, this corresponds to real part, so imaginary part will have 0 coefficient. So as you can see, 0j, 2 plus 0j, 3 plus 0j indicated. Okay, this is the contents of the value. I would like to mention this usage. This is complex 128 bits, and let's go with our another example. In this example, I use array scalar type. Our Numpy array will include integer 32 type. So let's get it printed. Okay, it's going to print the type of NP array, okay, integer 32, okay, but it's not described any members, so just to mention, to get information about type declaration, you could use D type, okay, D type. And here let's go with next example, okay, a little bit. Integer can be 8 bits, 16 bits, 32 or 64 bits. Okay, instead of mentioning it, equivalent strings can be used. There is one correspondence, I1 corresponding to 8, I2, that means 2 bytes in fact. 2 bytes means 8 times 8, 8 times 2, 16 gives 16. This is 64. 8 times 8, 8 times 4 gives 16. So I import our NumPy module as NP, and I would like to print out the corresponding type declaration for A4, I4. So it's gonna give 64 probably, I'm sure. Third. Once again. Okay, just corresponding to I1, I2, I4. Okay, this is I6. This is for I6. Okay, for the corresponding data type for I4, integer 32. 1, 2, 4, 6. 6 times 6 gives 64. 8 times 8 gives 64. Okay, just I'd like to use endian notation here. Just I'd like to assure that the D type is greater than I4. That means would it be forming by 32 bits or 64 bits, just to be sure about that. I'd like to get it printed. Okay. Actually, it could give 32 or 32 plus 64. I don't know how did it. Okay, here we create a structured data type, first data type. So let's focus on inside age, and NP integer 8 format will be preferred here, and let's make it printed. Okay, the format will look like this. Okay, let's go another one. This is a numerical example. I here define a DT variable so as to be including an array of these parameters, and it's gonna be formatted in integers 8. And NP array will include 3 members, and it's gonna accept DT, and we would like to get it printed here. Okay, just I'd like to zoom here, and I'd like to zoom here. Okay, 10, 20, 30 will be members of this array, and its size 3, and the array object of NumPy module is named A. it gives much more information on this variable explorer. And in this our last example for this lesson, I use this structure. Three members will be displayed in integer 8 format. Okay, let's make it printed. Okay, 10, 20 and 30 as members will be printed out and the array, and it is going to correspond age variable. You guys, we've come to the end of this lesson. I know some of you would be surprised with this course. However, I must say that for this course to have much more benefit of this course, Python initial knowledge is a prerequisite, and at least you have to be familiar about array structure and matrix structure. Anyway, don't worry, I will explain in next lessons step by step and their usage and matrix calculations and matrix equation solutions. So far that's all. Thanks for your kind interest and for your time. In our next lesson, I'll go further with NP arrays, and we'll inquire manipulations, arithmetic manipulations, scalar vector manipulations, and for the time that's all. I hope you enjoyed this course. Please do not forget to my channel. Thanks for your time. Bye bye.